Ladies and gentlemen, you sound quite cheerful tonight. This should cheer you up. I had a little brush with the bomb the other day. It wasn't the nuclear bomb, the big bomb, the one we're all meant to be so scared of. Just a little tiny old-fashioned one. It scared the hell out of me, but, you know, it's just a little one. Didn't have a ring of peace women around it or anything. Tell you what happened. I was on the tube. Well, I say I was on the tube. I don't mean I was on the tube with Paula and Jules and all the grooving around. You know? I wasn't cool enough to get asked onto that. I was on the London Underground, you see, going home. I was going to take a bus, but down our way, the Tories said if we elected them, they'd speed the buses up. They did it too. Told them not to stop anywhere. Very fast. You just can't get on the damn things, that's all. So anyway, I was on the Underground, waiting for the train. There's the usual problem. Person on the track. Train delayed. Person on the track. Now, I don't know if this happens in other underground systems, but in London we seem to have hordes of commuting lemmings who just sort of say, oh, the paper's a bit boring, wallop under a train, you know. Why do they do it? Turns out he'd been reading the Jameson's Irish whiskey adverts and fallen asleep. Brilliant idea, that, isn't it? An advert so boring you nod off halfway through. You know, you might forget the advert, you're not going to forget 50,000 volts up your box, are you, eh? So anyway, they scrape him off and the train comes in. And as usual, it's the wrong one. Intercity 125, completely lost. It was very embarrassing for all of us, actually. Well, that's a real gag there. Went down like a turd in a water strike. Won't bother with any more of that. So anyway, I'm trying. And we do that thing that Londoners always do on the Underground, you know, in a rush hour. Gather round the doors in little groups, stop people getting off, you know. Because, you know, everyone's a Nazi in the rush hour, aren't they? It doesn't matter on a bus, on a train, on a tube. Everyone's a Nazi. Suddenly they become self-obsessed. Doesn't matter, you could be Harry Krishna all day, but in the rush hour, it's get out of my space, I want to read my Guardian, you know. I'm into peace, but if you don't get off my foot, I'm going to kill you. So anyway, I got on it. In fact, the proof of the fact that people are Nazis on the Underground, the London Underground, is the only place you'll see people reading The Standard is on the tube, right? The London Standard. London's version of Der Stürmer. It's brilliant. It's the only paper in London, and is it biased? I don't think so. What are we going to put on the front of the Standard today then, lads, eh? Marvellous Maggie, that'd be nice. Tories unstoppable. I know. What about Ken Livingstone gives money to black lesbian midgets who eat children? Brilliant. Bung that on the front of the Standard. That'll get people voting the right way. Don't crack up politics, you don't believe it, do you? Anyway. Or else they'll have some fabulous revelation, a picture of Lady Di's new dress. Now, I'm not going to knock the royals because, of course, you're not allowed to knock the royals because, as people say, don't knock the royals because they can't answer back. That's what people say. They can't answer back, so you couldn't knock them. Now, what's that about? I mean, I know some of them haven't learnt to talk properly, you know. I mean, Prince Andrew, you know, Prince William, Prince Harry, but they can answer back. I mean, they're perfectly placed to, aren't they? They're on the telly every day. I mean, the Queen gets her own 5 minutes every Christmas day. She could answer back, couldn't she? A Merry Christmas to you all, and by the way, up your spitting image. She could do it, couldn't she? No problem, but she doesn't choose to. Anyway, I got on the train, on the Underground. My first paranoid dilemma. Do I tell the bloke to put his fag out? Because you're not allowed to smoke on the Underground, and shall I tell him to or not? You know, and in the end, I think, no, personal freedom. I won't oppress him. I won't tell him to put his fag out. Personal freedom, live and let live. The fact that he was 8'6" and had I am a bastard tattooed on his forehead had nothing to do with it, you know. So I sat down, and I had my paranoid dilemma. The real one. Nothing to do with fags, the one we all suffer from in the 80s. On the trains, the tubes, the unattended plastic bag. Sitting there, crunching everyone's bottom up, looking at it, thinking, is it a bomb, is it a bomb? And I know what I've got to say. I've got to do what we all have to do. I'm a responsible citizen. I say, excuse me, is that anybody's bag? Now, the British do not speak in public. It is not done. You do not draw attention to yourself in public. It's like farting in a lift. You just don't do it, right? So I'm saying, is that anybody's bag? Rustle, rustle, rustle. Up come the newspapers. That rustling translators. Don't embarrass me, you basket. Don't embarrass me. I'm saying, look, I know it's embarrassing. I'm talking in public and it isn't done, but just tell me, is it anyone's bag? It could be a bomb. Just tell me it may be a bomb. Everyone's thinking, Christ, I hope it blows up before he embarrasses us anymore. I'm saying, please, just tell me, is it a bomb? Anybody's bag, please. But everyone's desperately reading the adverts opposite. They've read 100 times before, trying not to listen to me, pretending I'm not there. Like, we've got this fabulous new ad at the moment for a temp agency, and it compares the relative merits of a Brook Street girl and a sloppy girl. And the Brook Street girl's great. She's always sharpening pencils, hanging up her coat properly, coming in on time. Who want to share an office with a sanctimonious twit like that, eh? I want to meet that sloppy girl, eh? She's like my sort. Yeah, nibble your pencil, throw your coat on the floor, go for a long lunch break. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm saying, look, can you just tell me, please, is it anybody's bag? Just tell me, but the British would rather be blown up than have anybody notice them. So I know what happened happens? The train pulls in and I've read the sign. Metropolitan Police inform the guard, don't pull a cord, tell the guard. So I shout out the door, could you please stop the train? There's an unattended plastic... And everyone's going, oh no, the Wallies stop the train. Because they all want to get home, and I'm running up the platform to get to the port, and they're shoving their umbrellas out at me and gobbing at me and trying to put me out. And I get up the end and the porter nuts me because he wants to get home for his supper. I say, look, I'm sorry, I'm being embarrassing, but it is an unattended plastic bag. It's probably nothing, probably just an old person's home or something, you know. He says, no, it's a bomb. I said, what? He said, yeah, it's a bomb. We got them on all the trains, all the tubes, everywhere on the buses, bombs. Didn't you get your bomb when you got your ticket? Should have done. I says, what's that about then? He says, well, it's part of the new government anti-IRA, anti-terrorist offensive. It's based on the same brilliant policy as the nuclear deterrent. Peace through strength. We put our bombs on the tube. We're totally safe from all of theirs, aren't we, eh? Whoa, bit of politics, not funny, nobody cares. All right, love it. End of that one. It's no good cheering, you didn't like